Right, we're here. We're back on another game here. Black to play. What's going on, man? A e4, e5. Bishop's out. Knight's out attacking the pawn. He pushes his other pawn, defending this pawn, man. A. That's how it be like. Okay, now I get my bishop out because now I'm gonna castle, right? He gets his knight out, and I see this as an opportunity to get my other knight out as well. You know, delaying the castle a little bit just to get some development on. He could also do this with his knight. He could jump his knight as well. That's another move that I should be wary of. Now, he actually decides to take the pawn, which I'm kind of interested about because I kind of know what's gonna happen. Because I take that, and then he pushes his pawn. I've never understood why people do this because I could simply just take his knight, sorry, take his bishop, and then yes, he can take my bishop, but I'm up 2 points in terms of material. So I've never really understood that. This happened to me a couple of times before, and I just do what I did right now. Um, then I kind of made a bit of a mistake here. I got a bit greedy for the pawn, and I take it. But then there's a fork right here with the queen, which I saw literally a second afterwards, and I regretted it so badly. And yeah, he does. I'm pretty sure the reason why he couldn't do here is because I could have moved my knight back. No, if his queen goes there, I'm not sure. He could have gone here. I'm pretty sure there's a reason why he can't, and I can't remember why. But let's just move on. So yeah, I take a pawn because I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna lose both my knights, I might as well take away his castling rights because if I take his pawn, he takes with his king, right? And then maybe I could check here with my queen and then move my knight, right? That was kind of the idea, right? Um, he does this, which is kind of interesting because yeah, he can't take back with his king now. He could just take back with his rook if he wanted to. But I think in this scenario it would have been better if he took the knight because now he's up 3 points. But he doesn't do that, so I take this as an opportunity to check. But then yeah, he takes the knight with my king. I could have probably done something else there, but hey, whatever. Whatever it is what it is, right? Then I move my knight to safety. You know, I'm not trying to lose both my knights now. You know, all right, I have my like limits. He moves his king back up, which is a valid move. Is gone to safety. You know, hey, I can't complain. Don't know if there's a better move because now if he does this move, it opens up his rook right here, and now he's on this pawn, which is defended though, so I don't really need to worry about that. I'm yapping a lot, and I'm sorry. Um, I pushed my pawn up because, of course, I wanted to put more defense on the knight, but also maybe he could take the pawn and I take back, which not bad of a move, I guess I'll say. Now he puts his bishop on it. If he takes with his bishop, I take back, and then he takes with his queen, pinning my queen. But then I could take his queen. So yeah, that wouldn't have worked. Regardless, I still wanted to add some extra defense on the knight by having 2 pawns on it, right? Which is quite good. He develops his knight simply, just simple development, and then I take his pawn. I'm like, because right here, as you can see, it took me a while to figure this out, but here's if I take it with his pawn, if I take his pawn, sorry, I have my queen on it, and he can't take it with his queen because then I take with my queen, right? Simple, right? There you go. He gets rook out attacking my knight, which I am kind of concerned about because let's say he takes the bishop and then he takes back here, I take back here. Sorry, he can take back with the rook, pinning my rook. Sorry, pinning my queen to my king with his rook, which is a bit dangerous. So I start. Oh, sorry. Damn. Okay, choked on my saliva a little bit, but oh God, he is playing very aggressive. So I decide to counterattack by developing my light square bishop attacking the queen. Now he takes the hanging pawn. That was a bit of a blunder, right? But um, I had to play a bit aggressive. But in this scenario here, I think I probably would have had a better move. Maybe offering a queen trade by going here, but then no, but then he could take a bishop. Maybe if I went here offering a queen trade, that would have been better because I take a bishop, and then he takes there. Yeah, okay, that would have been better doing this. But I like to play with queen, this is definitely a mistake. He takes the pawn, I move my rook to safety. Right, okay. He takes, I take, and then he takes. Right. Now he's attacking my pawn. My queen's defending it. His queen can take this hanging pawn right here, but I don't really care about this pawn because I'm attacking his rook. and when I'm attacking his rook, I'm actually defending the pawn at the same time, which I thought was a quite of a decent move. I think I patted myself on the back for that and finding that. And then he just does that. um, he does that simply just yeah, double stack rooks, which is really good, and he's defending his rook. I castle, because now potentially I have some ways to attack him right here. Then maybe doing something like this with my rook afterwards. I don't know, maybe something like that. Hey, um, then he takes the bishop, which fair touche. Yep, it was hanging, but I saw the check as I mentioned earlier. Right, I'm down material right now, so I need to be very careful. Right, I check him with my queen. He blocks with the rook, which I'm really curious on why he did that. Let's say I checked him with his queen. He's forced to move back. Then I can't do that. That actually no, yeah. So if he would have moved his king back, I would have moved my queen here. Then I would have sacked my queen. He takes, and then I would have checkmate with the rook. That was the idea, right? Yeah. So he blocks instead. Then I decide to get rid of his rook by attacking it. Now, what I thought he would do is that I'll take back, and then he will take, and I would have lost both my rooks because. Oh my god, no. Sorry. I'm so sorry. The rook's pinned. The rook's pinned. I'll, the rook's pinned. So he can't take this rook. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Okay, so he can't take this rook because that rook is now pinned, right? That's why I did that. I remember that. I played this game like a week ago, so I kind of forgot. He takes a hanging pawn. Um, I don't know why he did that. I don't think he had any other move, to be honest. Maybe if he did this, yeah, that would have given protection to the rook. Yeah, he could have done that, but he decides to take the rook pawn instead. Got a bit greedy. Greed, one of the seven deadly sins. You know, it's not good, mate. I take the rook. He takes. Oh, sorry, he doesn't take back. He wants to keep his other rook, which is valid, of course. He blocks my rook from taking his rook by putting his knight in between it, which is a bit weird. But he didn't see that I had a dangerous discovered attack. Granted, but his knight is on my queen, and I actually never saw this. I'm gonna admit it. Hands up in the air. I'm guilty. I never saw that his knight was attacking my queen. But I did see a very, very strong discovered check where I could take his queen. And I'm already up a little bit of material. I'm up like 1 point. Yeah, I'm up 1 point. So yeah, that happens. He moves, I take, and he takes. Trade for the queens. Now I take the hanging knight. This is what I mean. Like I'm up quite a lot of material now because I take the hanging knight, right? He pushes his pawn down because of course that's a very weak pawn here. All three pawns are very, very weak right now. He strengthens it by pushing his pawn on a3. I push my pawn here because I wanted to open up the file for the rook. He pushes his pawn down. I'm pretty sure he didn't know what to do here. Maybe he's giving his king more space in case I check him. He could use it to escape. But yeah, he hung the pawn. He could have, if he wanted to give his king more room, he could have just moved to g3. I think that would have been a better move. But I take the hanging pawn, of course. He pushes his other pawn, and I simply just move my rook back. He now moves his king down, and I think his idea is he wants to push this pawn for some reason. I think his only like big plan he has is to push his pawns because he's got quite a lot of pawns still left, right? I go for the check. He moves down. I take the pawn, right? It's a fork for the pawn. He pushes again. I take his other pawn. He pushes again. And I take his other pawn because I did not want him to push his pawns because I knew that would have been, it would have gone a bit dangerous, right? He pushes. I check him. And then he takes cover right here. Now, I'm pretty sure if you guys can see it by now, there is checkmate incoming. The end of the game is near. This is a very interesting game in my opinion. I double stack my rooks because I'm trying to set up checkmate. He does this. I don't know why. I think he was attacking this pawn right here. Yeah, because if he had, yeah, he could have gone up here, but hey, he went here instead because I guess he's defending this, but his pawn's also defending that as well. I move here because checkmate and won. Uh, he tried to offer a rook trade last minute, and but no, I could checkmate him here. The pawn is protecting it. The rook is blocking the square here, and yeah, it was simply checkmate. And yeah, that was a nice game. People who are higher elo than me, please, please, please criticize the game in the comments. Help us all improve. And man, I'm getting close to 900 elo, bro. I'm telling you, I'm getting close, bro. I'm cooking. I'm cooking, bro. Alright, this was a good game though. Yeah. Peace, safe, goodbye. Uh, yeah. Peace.